Alive and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man, D-Real, coming at you with another Be Real with D-Real, where edutainment is what I do. I guess we are not understanding 100% what mantles are. And I know I said I wasn't going to do a video about mantles anymore, and I'm not. I'm just going, let's call this a reminder. Okay, on May 25th, May 28th, 1939, we were introduced in the comic strips to a superhero called the Phantom, the first, arguably the first masked adventurer. Let's go there. No, he wasn't, but he was the first masked adventurer to wear a mask where you didn't see the pupils. The Phantom is a mantle because the Phantom we meet isn't the first Phantom. The Phantom we come into contact with in that comic strip is not the first Phantom. But it's the first Phantom anybody ever seen. Much in the same way, things at Marvel get redone, retconned, reimagined, whatever you want to call it. Originally, Bashenga was the first Black Panther. That's the only Black Panther anybody knew about that was the first. Then around like what, 2014, 2016, somewhere around that time period, I want to say, I could be wrong, but the BC Avengers were introduced in the 2010s. And we met Mosi. And for a long time, we didn't even know what Mosi's name was. But Mosi was a Black Panther too, before Bashenga came around. Okay? That's been retconned. It's been changed. So the question becomes, even though the unretconned material is still around for reading and perusing, we have this new mythology that has been introduced. Okay? Bashenga ain't the first Black Panther. Mosi is. Technically. Okay, but we call Bashenga the first Black Panther. Bashenga was not introduced until 1977. Hey, wait a minute. But the Black Panther was introduced in 1966. So, even though we saw CHALLA, who is technically not the first Black Panther, he's the first Black Panther you saw. He's the first Black Panther anybody ever saw. So why would we not get attached to the character? 11 years he was around. We hear about, oh, your daddy was the Black Panther before you, but we never saw him Black Panther out. Not until the 2000s. We never saw T'Chaka in Black Panther gear until the 2000s. Always in tribal clothing, always in traditional African clothing. But he's a Black Panther. You see what I'm saying? When we first saw Black Panther, Bashenga the Black Panther, he had on a panther headdress. The rest of it, not so much. So it took us a while to get to the outfit we had. Where am I going with this? Where I'm going with it is this. Just because a character is a mantle, it does not mean we need to do away with the character that is the most popular. Now, Green Lanterns, while not necessarily a mantle, it can be heavily argued that Hal Jordan, much in the same way, was the first Green Lantern that you ever saw. And all Green Lanterning will eventually come back to him. What's popular, and I can't believe I'm saying this, what's popular, what's current, isn't necessarily what should be the norm with regard to that character. There goes all my Jon Stewart arguments right out the window. Oh well. Still like Jon Stewart, so forget you, Chillmonger. Anywho, that's all I wanted to say. I need y'all to understand that. Just because a character is a mantle, we didn't start seeing other immortal Iron Fists until the 2000s. Just because you got other characters that fall in that mantle, it does not mean they're the best or that they should be. Just because you got a Mosi, just because you got a Bashenga, just because you got a Nahanda, an Azuri, a T'Chaka, does not mean they are the best people for the job. If it were not for T'Challa, you wouldn't have a Mosi, you wouldn't have a Bashenga, you wouldn't have a T'Chaka. This is what I'm saying from a real point of view. So stop trying to supplant T'Challa. Spawn, Todd McFarlane, Greg Capullo, they had a great idea. They made a Tales of Spawn comic book, and you got to see different Spawns without getting rid of Al Simmons. Why is that so difficult for Marvel to do with the Black Panther? So that we don't have all of this damn confusion. Just make a Tales of the Black Panther comic book, and then we don't have to sit around arguing and he should be the yeah. All those guys were Black Panthers, but this guy started it all. Put some respect on his name. That's it. That's all. But fret not, I will be coming at you with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.